Hey, good morning. It's Spence and Fernando. I am going to try this week to keep up my promise of live updates. I have so much to do, so much to say, so much to tell. I'm so excited. But I wanted to touch base with you guys. Time to get out of the workout gear and get going. I've been up since about 6 because last night I had some inspiration, and I have a few clients that are ready to launch today. I promised them I was going to launch them last week, and we're going to launch them this morning. So I have to get back to it. But I really want to update you on the status of MinuteLaunch AI in general. Fernando is here to help me out, but I've got so many big things to announce. I'm just going to go down the list, and then I will do demos of these later, but I have to go back to actually launching these client sites. So without further ado, let me just introduce you to a couple concepts. I'm going to switch over here to the screen, and I noticed that logo is oddly placed. I put the new logo in. Let's remove it from the stage for a second. It just seems like it's in the way. Okay, what I've got here is the new MinuteLaunch plugin manager. This is the heart of the MinuteLaunch system. And on the left-hand side, even though they're looking like Cursor, I've got Fernando's brother, Fernando's cousin. I have styled Fernando using the capabilities of Cursor to look like Claude, just to keep my cognitive dissonance low. But more importantly, I'm happy to announce that we now have full MCP compatibility both with Claude and with Cursor, which is to say that you will now have the option, if you wish, to connect not just through your Claude, but look, refresh. Here we have Cursor. This is going to add a new element of capability for agentic control. Why? Because what I have found in experience is, I'm using metaphors here, Claude is like Morgan Freeman, a personal driver in Driving Miss Daisy, one of my favorite old movies. I think Jessica Tandy, God rest her soul. One driver named Hawk knows everything to do for Jessica. They become best friends. He and she develop this relationship where everything gets better over time and all the preconceived notions go away. But it's still one driver, one car. That's right now what Claude Desktop is. And it's awesome, but you have to work and focus sort of like on one thing at a time, even though technically you can switch around. And he still requires you to put quarters in the, I don't know why, quarters in the phone endlessly, even though you're on the same phone call to mom and dad. But working amazingly simple for users who are doing routine things like, hey, Claude, do this, Claude, do that. So I love having Claude. Cursor, on the other hand, is like being able to open up a taxi service where you have unlimited capability, unlimited drivers doing unlimited stuff. Having said that, the complexity to set it up and use it is exponentially higher. Spider-Man, great power, great responsibility, but it's awesome. And so now you can do either one. I am using on Fernando's family over here, I'm using ML Cursor MCP to connect to all my client sites and my sites to manage. More on that later. MinuteLaunch Design Clone. That is my new solution for pixel perfect recognition of sites that otherwise you want to emulate. This could be WordPress built sites. This could be any site in the world. You can essentially use with your MinuteLaunch MCP. You can connect through a very clever little Node.js trick that I did. You've got your desktop agent. We're giving vision, kind of like 3D goggles, to your local agent to look at other sites and figure out what they did in the design. And then using Spence Style Manager, reproduce that. Pixel for pixel, pretty damn close. I was doing some demonstration and doing some crazy stuff, and I'm going to do more on this later. I just want to update you on what it is. So now, even without the benefit or the complexity of having to add something extra like Chrome Developer Tools, we have the capacity to see what sites are made from as far as design, emulate them into a format that gives full control back to you through your agentic partner, whether it be Fernando or Claude. MinuteLaunch Fathom AI, that is the tool that I built a couple days ago and released last week. That allows you to connect through the new Fathom AI. If you use that for Zoom calls like I do, game changer. connects and activates and allows you to instantly get all the data from all of your calls into the brains of Fernando or Claude or your other things that you're building, which means more data, more context, more useful information for you to use for your business. MinuteLaunch Flow Video has been updated with so many amazing features, including Veo 3.1. We're also integrating this week with Sora, if you've had a chance to use that now, that crazy tool. And because we're working through the KIE.ai, we have the ability of using tools like watermark removal. Let's say you create crazy cool stuff on Sora, whether through our tool or through it directly. You can now remove the watermarks and still have the content of the video. Long form videos, clips, start and ending points. I had fun with Xander Holt, one of our clients this week, doing some cool video creation where we started with images. Then we used the MinuteLaunch image editor inside of the site to modify it in various reasons and ways. We pushed the boundaries of Google's content, copyright, and content. They have some filters on there. Let me just put it like that. That says if you ask for certain things, they're going to go, I don't really think so. So I think they're trying to protect, taking celebrities and putting them in different situations or content that they feel is risque. Xander's in the men's health business. You can do the math on that. Okay, image comp. This is a tool that I built, which allows you to instantly and automatically input two different columns of things like containers and labels and merge them together exactly the way you want and output them so they're available to you to use as part of your WooCommerce product line. Super awesome, super easy. I needed it because we have 170 SKUs for one of the businesses I'm doing, and all the bottles were just janky bottle images, and I have all these brand new labels for new products. I wanted to be able to just go and merge them together and then have the results available in the Media Hub. Media Hub Peer-to-Peer 2.0 has gotten a lot of updates, including the fact, of course, you can use the remote capacity to call in images and use them as part of the design, or have a MinuteLaunch image editor along with the AI build new images, automatic thumbnails, iterations, have a thumbnail that starts a video that creates a thumbnail. All of these things work together now, and it's all inside of your site. There's no extra things to set up or buy, and all of the results are all available in a private box you own and control. MinuteLaunch Spence Style Manager has been the thing that's really carried the day. All of these designs and things that we're doing are based upon using that, and that means that any crazy thing we want to do is possible. In fact, over here, some of the pages that I created, I've started to index on MinuteLaunch, but I had my graphic designer, best friend in the world, known him since we were both born, Vince DePinto. He's coming over today with some new clients, actually. He was over on Sunday for breakfast. And this is a professional designer, 45 plus years of doing this stuff. I want to show you, he was skeptical because we do a lot of client work about which tool to use, because I originally got him using the Cadence and the other page builder stuff after going off of Elementor. He and I were talking, and a few of the pages were like this, letters from the past. I said, Vince, I can create anything just by asking for it with the agentic partner and Spence Style. So wouldn't you know it, as I say that, I have to turn on the tool. Let me see if I can turn on the tool. Hold on. I had been doing updates, so I turned off all the tools. Let me see if I can do that without crashing the site, because as I say this, I always have one of these moments. Let me just turn on Spence Style. I don't mind doing work on the airplane while we're in the air, but this morning, because I was updating the plugin manager, I turned off those plugins. Let's hope I don't have any surprises here. Okay, good. We're still on an older version because this is 2.4.0, but it'll be fine. Let me show you that page I created with Vince, which was not really me. I can't take credit for it. I can just say, in this case, I used Fernando because I was connecting through Cursor, and it works just as well with Claude. And it was called Letters from the Past. I was born in the 60s. I rode a Schwinn Stingray bike in the 70s. We had typewriters. Ta-da! I gave him a prompt. I said, make a homepage that looks like, the cover of a book with Schwinn Stingray bikes and Polaroid pictures. Ta-da! Anything you want to do now, pixel perfect, can be done. And design-wise, you're not limited to those weird AI looking designs. Let's put it like that. That's my nice way of saying it, right? Okay, let me see if I got MinuteLaunch video scripts. I launched that last week as well. This is the tool that I'm using instead of, trying to invent what to say for making videos. I'm using the script editor. It's a very simple way to go ahead and just generate scripts that then goes into the Flow video and get you cinematic results. I have a whole suite of other tools coming, but not the least of which is the MinuteLaunch Launch Kit MCP, which this allows you, if you are a subscriber, to get all of the LaunchKit legacy plugins in the dashboard. Let me see if this actually works. I'm going on a limb here because I haven't tested this one yet live. I just launched it 2 minutes ago. Let's see if it works. MinuteLaunch LaunchKit. And I'm going to refresh the page. If it doesn't, I'm going to give myself forgiveness because I literally have not tested this yet. I literally just launched the code a second ago. Let's see if it goes. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. I think it just put it in a different menu. Well, I'm going to give you back on that one because that's what happens when I'm flying the airplane and changing the engines. The launch kit, I'm going to show you in another instance what it does, but it's essentially the launch kit manager built into MinuteLaunch with MCP control. That means that you can just ask Claude or Fernando to update your plugins, or you can do them manually, which to me seems to be a much easier way to go, a much better way to go. All right, this is my update for today. I'm going to keep doing these things as promised, but they're going to be short and sweet. I have to get back to work. See you in the next video tomorrow.